All right, short word on the Parsha. Today we're going to say over two quick inspirational ideas. So the first one we're going to say starts about the mitzvah of Eishes Torah, the man who sees a woman in battle and covets her. So we're going to start off with a commentary of Rashi, which is quoting Gemara and Kedushin, which says, you should take her as a wife. Lo dibra Torah ela keneged yitzhara. The Torah is only speaking in response to the evil inclination. If Hashem does not allow you to take her, yisena be'isur. You'll come to marrying her illicitly. So essentially what we're saying is about the mitzvah of Eishes Torah, and if you don't know what it is, then read the beginning of this week's Parsha. I don't have time to go into it right now. It's saying that this mitzvah, the desire that a person has, is so much in this specific circumstance that it's something that a person, even with the highest levels of self-control, would not be able to resist. And so Hashem knows that, and so he gave a special dispensation, in this case, to allow you to do this mitzvah. If we do reflection on this, does the Torah say this about any other desire or any other mitzvah or anything else? That Hashem is willing to, I don't know what's the right word, but give a dispensation or give a compromise to it because he understands how tempting the situation is? The answer is no. This is seemingly the only case where we find such an idea. It's a unique case in the Torah. And it makes sense to a certain extent. I mean, you can obviously understand about how tempting this would be, even though you've never been in such a situation. So what is the message of this dispensation? So our great rabbis have told us that this should be the most inspiring thing a person hears, which is that since Hashem only gave a special dispensation because of this exact circumstance, because he knows a person in that circumstance in war would not be able to resist, that means that any other circumstance that's not that, there is no dispensations, because Hashem knows you can do it. See, this is the only case where Hashem kind of knows where you can't do it. So that's why he gave you a special allowance for this war-type situation. But he didn't give you that in any other situation. So that means Hashem has faith in you, and you have to have faith in yourself that as long as you're not in that war-type situation, and it's anything else in the world, any other temptation, any other mitzvah, you can do it. That's idea number one. And idea number two takes us to the next mitzvah, which is connected to Eishes Torah. Our rabbis tell us if you marry an Eishes Torah, and she will give birth to a child, and that child will be a ben Sora Mara, a rebellious child. Now, interestingly, if you look in the Talmud says that the case of ben Sora Mara never happened and never will happen. That is one opinion in the Talmud, which is very strange that the Torah would then seemingly be saying something that has no application and never had application, which God forbid to think that there's something in the Torah that's not, I don't know how to explain it, but not useful, of not any value to us. So how do we understand this idea that it never happened and never will happen? What is the point of that? So first we have to understand, why is the ben Sora Mora put to death? It's only a 13-year-old, barely a man according to Judaism. So our rabbis tell us that the reason the ben Sora Mora is put to death is because of what he's going to become. Meaning, the ben Sora Mora, the only things he's done right now is basically not listen to his parents, steal some money, buy some wine, buy some meat, act kind of rowdy. He hasn't done anything that's worth a capital offense. Yet, if he's gotten to such a point at such a young age, he's on path to that he's going to be a very destructive person not too far off. And we kind of have to end it right now. That is what the Talmud says. However, the message here is that we do say that this never happened and never will happen. So what does this mean? The reason why we want to put him to death is because we basically are saying there's no hope. Yet, what the Talmud says is that that has never happened and never will happen. To teach you that there's always hope. And that's why this mitzvah is actually in the Torah, if you really think about it, right? There's something in here that we say will never happen, even though it's in the Torah, to teach you that there's always hope. A person can always change. So may we internalize these messages and have a great Shabbat.